Good afternoon, Josh Bacon here. I am with Tom. We just finished closing on his property. They'd actually owned for 40 years. It was a nice duplex. It was cash flowing very well, and he decided to sell. So we're just going to get a quick interview here on what his experience was like working with us, and if there's any insight that he might have, referring us or other people working with us as well. So Tom, if you don't mind, tell me a little bit about why you decided to sell your house in the first place.
Well, I've had it for 40 years, and I just recently retired, and kind of thought in my retirement I'd really enjoy working on it and that kind of stuff. And then now that I'm retired, not so much.
Just ready to get rid of. I want to go ride my bike. And call it
Yeah,
a
I
day.
just decided that it's I've had it for 40 years. I lived there when I moved out of my parents' house, when I was really young. And I thought it's time. It needs work, which I was planning on doing myself. But it's a lot of work, and it was just easier to sell. I think it was time.
Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, what made you decide selling to us versus listing with a realtor or whatever other options might have been available to you in the marketplace?
Well, I kept getting letters from your company and maybe 7 or 8 other companies that wanted to buy the house. We're going to buy it cash. We're going to buy it, easy. And what made me pick your company was the fact that when I decided to do it, you were on the top of the pile. One, but really the reason that is that you guys were going to buy it and renovate it, as opposed to somebody who wanted to buy it and just keep it as is and collect the cash flow.
Okay.
Collect the money. It was kind of important to me that it gets that it's put in really good condition. And I'm not going to live there, in the neighborhood, but I want to leave it in good condition.
Yeah, you want to make sure your tenants are taken care of.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
and make sure the tenants are taken care of.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that all makes sense. So, is there any hiccups, hurdles, anything that we encountered during this process, and is there anything that we as a company can do better to improve the experience working with sellers like yourself?
Well, I thought it was very easy and very smooth. I left my house when I called you on the phone, and I drove over a half hour away, and we spent under an hour walking around the house, inside and out, settled on the price, and it was about a 2-hour process.
Okay. Perfect.
And now, then it was just a matter of sitting and waiting and coming here.
Okay. Well, we're at the bank still, so I'm sure you want to get out of here, enjoy that check that you got, enjoy some time with the wife. But aside from, the 2-hour experience, is there anything that you could think of that you would recommend to somebody that's in a similar situation to you, whether it's a landlord that has a property that they're ready to get rid of, or they're having a property like yours that's collecting great cash flow, but they're just ready to retire? Is there anyone in that type of situation that you could recommend to working with us and selling the property as is?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Don't really have anybody, but if I ran across somebody, I certainly would.
Okay. More so,
It's a very easy process.
is there anything that you would recommend to them about selling the property as is? Like, not necessarily a person, but what you would recommend?
Yeah, I bought it 40 years ago, so I don't have any real experience at selling it through a real estate agent.
Mhm.
But I'm presuming that once you do that, you're going through home inspectors, and I just thought it was going to be a whole pain in the neck.
Right.
Just dealing with that. Whereas here, it was just a whole lot easier and simple, and you were buying it in the condition that it's in, not writing up a full report of what I have to do, before settlement.
Okay.
So it was a very, very easy, painless way to do it.
Perfect. Well, we're done.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot left that you have to do. I appreciate you taking the time to
Yeah.
work with us and giving us the opportunity to buy your property. And I look forward to maybe being able to talk to you in the future, hear a little bit about these bike rides that you have
Yeah.
going on.
And one last thing, one of the other reasons why I actually went through with it was I figured in my mind, what I wanted. And we were right in the same ballpark when we started talking about price.
Perfect. Doesn't get easier than that.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
I'm glad that we were able to work something out.
All right.
So.
Thanks again.
Awesome. Thanks, Tom.